Greetings and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. In this video, we're going to be starting our campaign here in Hearts of Iron 4 as the Empire of Japan. So the first thing I am going to want to do, well, before I begin, let me just say, I'm assuming you know the basics of the game, how the interface works and all that stuff. There's tons of videos out there on that stuff. So I'm just going to focus on playing the game and kind of hope that everyone is able to follow along. So let us first start with our country here. Now, we have this Ministry of Commerce and Industry that we can do, right? So this would be our national focus. And if we click on this, you come in here and you can see all of the various things that you can do. And there are decisions that are kind of mutually exclusive, like this one right here, where you can empower, for example, empower the shogun versus empower the emperor. And so you got all of these here, and you can see that's going to be mutually exclusive between revere the emperor and destroy the traitors. And over here we've got Okada's military purge speech, and we'll see more on that as well. So this is going to end it, and you can see the effects, right? This will lead to an escalation of the conflict between the government and the military. All right, so let's go back over, purge the, so here is where we are, right? So if we do this, we're going to add a building slot and add a civilian factory, modify early industrial efforts by consumer good factories, factor minus 5%. So what this is going to do is kind of gear us up industrially towards, but making our industry better. Right? Then you can see that you have branches, right? It's a tree somewhat similar to your research tree, your technologies and so on. But these are focuses that take typically like 70 days. Some of these are faster. This one's 35. And this is the current focus, right? So we're on day 1 here, and you can see its effects, which was what I read. So once this one is done, that would open us up to do something else. And it would open up these down here, because you could see at the very top of that pop-up, it says requires Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So we would need to complete this before we can do this. All right, so here we have these two, right? You can increase armament, or you can use Takahashi Korikyo policies. Okay, so right now I was just showing you kind of what this is, and you can see the imperial influence of Hirohito there. And so let's go back out to here. So this one is actually in effect right now. These are our various national spirits that are active. Here we have create a faction, which we can't do, but if we click on this, you can see the factions, right? So you've got your allies, your Comintern, the American Commonwealth, and the Axis. Right, so this is basically Britain and France, Soviet Union, USA, and Germany and Italy, and potentially Japan as well. Now down here, you have your various laws with different effects. So you have conscription here, we have trade, and mobilization. And then you have your political advisors. So let's take care of this. Now you can see it costs political power to do that. So we can't actually do that right now. Close this, because up here is our political power, and it's currently 1. So what we need to have this advanced, because it's hard to do anything with 1, and we're only getting 1.2 per day, which is very small. And our base value is 2. But we're being hurt by our Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So once that is built, that should, I believe, help us get back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the clock on here, and we'll start moving. Now the speed is pretty slow, so we can speed it up a little bit. And you saw the sun kind of go through over there, which was kind of a neat thing, right? We go day to night. There's the moon crossing through the sky. The interface in this game is very cool, right? Here comes the sun again, and we go to night, right? I'm going to speed it up even more. All right, so let's pause this. Now we've got rumors of a military coup. Now there were other things I could have done. There's all kinds of stuff in here. And I should have done it actually, but recently rumors have been swirling around of a possible coup d'etat being planned by the Kudoha faction, a radical traditionalist faction within the army. It seems likely that they will wait until Lieutenant Colonel Saburo Aizawa's trial is over, with him being an integral part of their organization. Knowing their possible motives, it seems likely that they will attempt to assassinate many of those who they see as a threat to their values during this coup. We may need to act swiftly lest we see a bloodbath in the near future. Okay, so our base stability here is going to go down, and it unlocks a decision. So we can increase security around Korikiyo Takahashi or around Jotaro Watanabe. All right, so then up here, you have possible decisions that you can do. All right, so let's start with our factories here. Now, consumer goods, we have 13. We have 57 units of coal, so you do have to worry about power. And this coal thing was just added as part of this latest DLC, No Compromise, No Surrender. There were some hiccups in its implementation, I think, and they've patched it, so hopefully it's better now. But anyway, so our current unused factories, there are 11 of them. So we could say we want to build infrastructure or look at infrastructure here. Right, and you can see kind of this percentage rating, 40%, 80% here, here, and here along the eastern coast. That's pretty solid, and down here, right? And if you click on it, you can upgrade your infrastructure. Let's zoom in a little bit. So this is Tokyo, right? Kanto, and Tokyo is right here. Now, if we wanted to improve, you can see the kind of the trains moving, right? We want to improve the areas around Tokyo, because these two are already 80%. So do we want to go north or do we want to go south? Well, or I could just zoom out, I guess. But if we wanted to go here, let's say, right, because we've got 80 down to here, then we can do here because this one here is also 80. So we're looking at basically like the coastal provinces on the other side, on the Sea of Japan side, across from Korea. So maybe we want to build it here, right? So if we click that, now we're building infrastructure there, and you can see we're now 0 unused factories because everything is being put into building the infrastructure here. So that takes care of that. Now let's look at our free military factories. Okay, so here you can see that we have 14 units of oil, 4 aluminum. We're low on rubber, and we're low on steel. We've got chromium, and there's, of course, coal. Bomb vulnerability, factory output. Right. So some of our economic policies are hurting us, and we have 9 of 16 factories, military factories in use. Okay, 2 of military factories are received from our subjects. That's probably, my guess is Korea, but it could be somewhere else. Right, so, all right. Zoom this out. Let's see here. Infantry equipment. We have, what is that? It uses 6 units of steel. Now you can see again our steel. We have 80, and we're using needed by the production lines is 82. Right. So decisions. Right. So we can, again, political power is red. So until we build up some political power, we have 4 right now. We're going to be kind of hamstrung in terms of being able to do anything here. So let's skip this for now. No divisions in basic training. Outdated equipment in production. Right. So if we look here, and you can see what's in production, and some of this stuff is just not being built right now, right? So this is an outdated one to build the converted cruiser into the Zuiho class carrier, Shoho. Then you've got your basic cruisers, outdated, 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 outdated. And one of the main things I did mess up is research. So you can see what we're researching. We've got basic machine tools, construction 1, and our Nakajima KI-27. So that's all good. That's all good. We want this because this is going to help us get to get our production built up. So that's right up here, right? We need basic machine tools, and you can see the year. So we talked about this previously, but just a reminder that this, again, is a tree. So once we get this, it opens up. And then you've got mutually exclusive again. You can go to concentrated industry or dispersed. So that would play into having, expecting to get bombed. If your industry's concentrated, it makes it easier for the enemy to bomb the crap out of you and disrupt your industry. If you disperse it, it makes it less efficient, but more, you can see the minus 15% there under effects at the very bottom of that list there. It says factory bomb vulnerability minus 15. Come over here. It's not. There's no increase or decrease. It's just baseline. But your input is up by 15, and down here over here your input's only up by 10. So you trade safety for production basically, and that's why that's mutually exclusive. But you can also go into these, but these are 37 industries, and then over here we also have construction 1, and then we can do excavation 1 once construction 1 is done. So typically we want to make sure we fill things out as the years go by appropriately so that we keep track with technology. So let's go back here. So that's good, and we're all good there. Then we have diplomacy, and we can see our relations with everybody. China, right? For one thing, here's the Germans up here. They're not really on good terms with us either. Neither is Italy. You can see we got a lot of zeros and a handful of pluses. Not too many, like Mexico likes us a little bit, Nepal. But if we go all the way down here to the UK and the United States, neither one of them like us much. So that could be obviously an interest. France is in the same. So most of the country is fairly neutral to us, and you can filter this if we only want to see the allies, for example. Right, or the Comintern, which is really small, but the Soviets, this is how we look at them, and this is how they look at us. So we hate them slightly more than they hate us. And then major countries, and you can unfilter everything just like that. So that's diplomacy, and we've got trade. So as far as trade goes, what we may want to do is look for, so you've got oil, aluminum, rubber. Now remember, we were short on rubber. Tungsten, steel, chromium, and coal. So if we say rubber, these are the countries that can ship us rubber, right? So we can say we want to trade with the Dutch East Indies and require 4 available convoys. Right, and we want to buy for the steel. We'll use factories currently constructing buildings. Well, that's okay, I guess. Set slider, so let's buy, I guess it goes in units of 8. We'll buy 2. Okay, and you can see your convoy routes on here as well, right? So we'll buy a little rubber here just to get things started. Here's our construction. 13, 2 for trade goods. And this is our infrastructure being built in Sanjin, or Sanin, sorry. Then we've got production, and we're back to this again. Now, these are all set to auto. And production efficiency. right? And we're at the cap, 50%. So we're not real efficient. And then this is needed for reinforcement. Being stockpiled. So these are being stockpiled. This is for reinforcement of our, our infantry out in the field. And we got our battleships and carriers here, all the way down to destroyers and submarines, right? No factories assigned. So if we want to, we can click on here and it'll give you the list of things that you can build that are not outdated. Right now, we're not showing outdated. If we click this, we'll get outdated as well. Right, so we could click here and it would increase it, but we don't have the ability to do that, right? So we won't do it, obviously. Now, do we want to? You could also see dates of completion here, right? So this one's going to finish this year, and then that would open up slots for some of these other ones. So let's expand that. So you got the Zwiho class. Now 4 naval dockyards. Okay. So let's not worry about that at the moment. Then we've got recruitment and deployment. So division designer, we'll get into that later. Logistics. And what resources they're using. Tungsten and steel here for artillery. Infantry uses steel. That's infantry equipment, rifles, right? Trucks, support equipment, and so on. You can see rubber is needed for fighters. Rubber is needed for the naval bombers. So aircraft, trucks, things you would expect to need rubber do, in fact, need rubber. And then we have our officer corps, right? So you can add your chief of Navy if you wish to. Again, it costs political capital that we do not currently have. So we're kind of stuck in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas. Unassigned divisions. I don't know that we want to move anybody right now. This is the Soviet Union, of course. So we don't necessarily want to do anything with them right now. And then again, we have no decisions we can make right now. An admiral can be assigned. So let's assign Naval Aviation Pioneer. He's already an advisor. Assign as military high command or chief of Navy. So let's put him in. So here are his details. So this is what he's got in background terms, his traits, right? And then he can, I think he can learn new traits as time goes on. So let's do him. We're going to make him our admiral in charge of the naval headquarters. Insufficient resources. So a -2 and a -2. So maybe we want to, we can trade for steel. Let's trade with the US for steel. So we're going to buy, well, we only need 2, so we'll buy 8. So we'll do that. All right. And that uses up another of our convoys. And we already did this one. So that one's coming.
Battery low. Please charge now.
Let me turn that off. And what else we got? No divisions in basic training. Facility with an unassigned scientist. I think I did not have enough stuff to do with this one. I think we requires a scientist to start. I think we already assigned one of these guys. Maybe not. All right. I think the rest of these are good. All right, let's move forward a little bit. Let's see. Convoys, manpower. Okay. Consumer goods, trading goods. State shared. Let's build a civilian factory somewhere. Okay. What do we need for this guy? Equipment. Infantry equipment, basic infantry equipment, support equipment, and towed artillery. Industrial capacity. So let's we'll train that up. No location set. We'll put them right there. Okay. Outdated equipment in production. Let's trash that one. Outdated. Outdated. If they have no progress, then we might as well dump them. They have very little progress towards completion. So we're going to delete these guys. Now these have more towards completion here. So that would increase its priority. I don't know that I want to increase the priority. Military factories. So let's look at let's see. None of this is outdated. Let's build a train. I think it goes to, oh, there it is right here. No, it's right here. Efficiency is only 10%. Let's move this to the top. I don't necessarily want it right at the top, but I can then move it down some. Where did it go? Didn't go up. Why did it not go up? Shift click. Okay, that time it looked like it moved. I guess I didn't do it right the first time. So let's move it down. Well, I think you can just drag it. Yeah. So let's do that. And don't want to build any tanks. Let's build some tanks too. Why not, right? Let's send this all the way up to the top too. All right. Okay, I think that's good. All right, take care of that. Oh, we still have outdated equipment, but this is outdated. Let's do that. 43. Yikes. Okay. I'm going to dismiss that one. Division's not assigned to any command group. This one. Right click an existing army. All right, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Decisions available, but not really. Everything is red. All right, missing equipment production. That all looks okay. All right, we need to move forward, I think. So let's unpause again. Not enough manpower. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Shoot. There. There. That's better. Messed that up. Waiting for equipment. 398 of infantry equipment. Okay, so go here. No. It's this one. Wait. Deploy. Infantry equipment. Move that to the top of the list. Okay. And unpause again. You can use the space bar to do that. Sultanate of Assa submits to Italian demands. Okay. Command power. Army experience. Production. Okay. I think that's good enough. All right. Let's see what's going on here. 74 days. All right, well. For infantry equipment. We can do this now. We can abandon the naval treaties. What kind of impact would that have? More than 20% world tension. Second London Naval Disarmament Conference underway, which it is. Remove London Naval Training Center, which grants, United Kingdom. Escalator cause. This will cause restrictions. It costs 25 political power to take the decision. This is almost done. 6 more days, it looks like. Adds 1 building slot and 1 civilian factory. Okay, let's hold out for that last day here. And got it. Details. All right. So this is complete. Now this is green, meaning we can do the colonial affairs. Or we can do this. Not civic faction is subdued, mutually exclusive. This will, okay, 1 building, 1 civilian. And there are also other things we can do, of course. I think this would let us revere the emperor, destroy the traitors. We can't do that until his trial ends. Okay, so we're waiting on the trial for that stuff. And let's see. Imperial Defense Plan. So we'll do that. And we're at 41. Promote Hayotoda. All right, we're going to do that. Waiting on the defense plan. Fuel is full. Logistics fulfillment needed 46 in stockpile. Trucks needed 0. Okay, convoys, factories. All our factories are fully working right now, so that's good. How's our research going? Still a while. Diplomacy. Let's try and make friends with Germany. They will accept nothing. So let's do this. Oh, different ideological. Okay. Actually, okay. So his trial is over. The Kadoha faction, a faction within our imperial army, is currently on the move against their enemies, as evidenced by the assassination of military officer Tetsuzan Nagata in August 1935. If they do decide to take action on a larger scale, it would not be until their officer Aizawa's trial has ended. It might be best to increase security around certain individuals that they claim threaten the Kokutai, the soul of our nation. Okay. So one of these guys grants consumer good factory, factor -20, factory output -5, dockyard -5, military construction speed -5, civilian factory speed +5. So to me, it almost seems like, and you can see kind of what this guy's got more of an industrial focus. This guy's got a military focus. So he's an artillery guy. Now, we only have 41, although we are up to 2.18 now, thankfully. So this guy's more civilian oriented. This guy's more army oriented. I'm going to go with this one. Stop. Okay. Threats to the soul of the imperial nation. Organized a coup d'etat with the goal of purging the government military leadership of those who oppose their ethos of militarism and direct imperial control of the state. They have already surrounded the residences of top officials and have captured the government center of Tokyo. The emperor, however, remains silent despite the rebels' hope that he will speak out to support them. How will this incident proceed? All right, so then we declare martial law and employ the Imperial Japanese Navy Yokosuka Regiment to suppress the rebellion. Minimal casualties have been reported. Some of the Kadoha's targets have been confirmed dead. So Watanabe and Soyonji have both been retired, aka killed off. Japanese Empire completes the focus, purge the Kadoha faction. So we would change our leader here if we do this one. The Kadoha will seize the Ministry of War, the Imperial Hotel, the National Diet, as well as the Imperial Palace. Many of the key targets of the Kadoha have been confirmed dead. So the two we already saw, plus Takahashi, Korakiyo Takahashi. Kaisuke Okada dies. Jinzaburo Masaki becomes leader for the non-aligned party. Military prime minister. Political power gain will go down by 10%. Army experience will go up by 0.03 daily. Daily support for unaligned 0.05. Land doctrine cost minus 10. And then this one, martial law. An attempt to suppress using the emergency service units of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, limiting military involvement in the delivery of justice towards the Kadoha. A few casualties have been reported, though some of the Kadoha's targets have been confirmed dead, yes. Then Kaisuke Okada becomes leader for the Democratic Party. Moderate politician. We lose stability and war support, and democracy report goes up, as does political power gain. Min Saito becomes the ruling party. Public elections will be held. Elections take place every 4 years. Change in popularity of democracy, 15%. Interesting. So we could become, this is going to be a big difference though. So do we want to purge the traitors, or do we want, because this makes the army kind of the top dogs. I'm going to do this one. Now if we go in here, so I believe, yes, we have the purge the Kadoha is now taken effect. So all of these stuff are now, I think these are, oh, we can do this. Okay. You got Shinran, naval faction. Huh. Interesting. So this is naval. The unsinkable aircraft carriers. So this is talking about controlling all of these islands. Iwo Jima, Palau, add 2 air base, Marshall Islands, Iwo Jima, Saipan, and 3 others. Add 2 coastal forts. Caroline Islands, add 1 naval supply hub. Filters historical. So that is the historical path, I suppose. Revisit the 21 demands. Gain base war support, political power plus 25. China gains revisited the 21 demands. Opinion of the Japanese Empire drops by 30 points. And that's also historical. I'm going to do this one. I want the experience. So we're going to do that one. Okay. Now, intelligence agency. Yeah, we have not built an intelligence network. Oh, insignia. Which one do we want? This one seems more, it's got the sun on it. We'll go with that one. Does it change the name? No. Okay, we'll just create the agency then. Takes 30 days for that to happen. Okay. Research still ongoing. That's good. Diplomacy. We're going to hold off on that for the moment. Trade. Trade looks pretty good. Steel. Exported. So we're exporting steel. We've got 24 civilian factories, 5 available. All right, what's going on with construction here? Is this done yet? Under construction 1. Where's construction? There's construction. April 22nd, so a couple more months, and this one is still not being used right now because we don't have enough to use it. So, all right, shared buildings, province buildings, railways. We already have railroads in here, it looks like. Supply hub in Dryden. Okay. I don't think we need to build railroads right now. Supply hub. Naval base, land fort, coastal fort, naval supply hub, naval headquarters. Okay. Unassigned divisions. Create an army commander. All right, and then it goes there. We'll call this Northern Army. Could be First Army. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Orders. Okay, so I've assigned all of the divisions in Japan to be part of his army. So I'm going to change this to home army. And so there's our total manpower. You can disband all of these guys, right? So these are all our units, right? You can see some of these aren't up to full strength. You can select various things. You can unassign. You can select all, etc. How do you give orders? Battle plans. Exercise. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to give everybody an area defense order. Right, so we're just going to add all of the Japanese states to this. So the way we do that is we click everything. We're clicking it all, right? So we're going to guard. This is to guard our home islands. And I think that's everything. This is Okinawa, I think. But we're going to put this in a different army, I think. It looks like this might be Iwo Jima. Yes, Iwo Jima. Is this one Okinawa? Naha. I'm pretty sure that's Okinawa. So, but these guys are not assigned to this army, so we don't have to worry about that. All right. Now we can add more. Now he can command 72 divisions. What we need is I think, because all of these guys are also unassigned, I'm pretty sure. Let's zoom in here. Okay, so I think these guys are good, actually. We'll just assign him there. And what else? Who else we got? This guy can get assigned to him as well. Whoops. And what else? Oh, these down here. Maybe I should assign these guys to him as well. And then I have to add this to the area defense. Okay. Now we should probably add this one. This one. Okay. Who else is unassigned? Oh, Korea. Well, let's do this. Let's actually zoom out. Just do this. And we're going to make a new army. This will be Korean. Type, Joe, type. There we go. General. We'll give it to this guy. It's a small one. All right. They will get an area defense order. I'm going to assign this one to him as well. There we go. Okay. Now, did that mean I did not assign these guys here? I did not. That's ships. So we don't need to worry about the ships. Okay. Area defense. And this guy. Order, area defense. Okay. That. These two. Area defense. And they are assigned to him. Okay. I think. All right, I think that's right. Now we have our ships, right? So let's zoom in here and look at our Navy. All right, so here we have ships that are, what are they doing? Mission, multiple task forces. They're doing exercises. Can we hold shift and click? Do we want to do this? That's the question. Convoy, escort, naval invasion, hold. Now, which one is this? 2 CRI. Multiple task forces. Let's see. There's Nagumo. Chuichi Nagumo. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. What do we have here? So, got the Kaga. No carriers in that one. And that's just basic stuff. Submarines. Here we go. Akagi. This is a carrier. Yes, it is a carrier. So is Hosho. So let's see. This one is which one? Sasibo Yobutkani. Daitu Kentai. Bold, cuts corners. Nagumo, Old Guard. Superior Tactician. Lancer. We're at 45 command points, command power. Well, let's give, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna give him one right now. Torpedo cooldown. Shoot them again. They're not dead yet. No, let's not do that. Not sure I want to put him in charge of that anyway. Where's die 1? Here's die 1. So what do they have here? I'm going to put Yamaguchi, I think. Because he is currently not really available at the moment. So we'll just give him Yamaguchi. And this navy contains the pride of the fleet, Nagato. Okay. Die 2. Koga. And die 3. Cruiser, light cruiser, destroyer. Oh. Raga. Whoops, I meant to click details. All right. Why can't I? Battleship, cruisers, submarines. All right, that might be good enough for now. What is this? I don't know what that is. All right. Still have unassigned divisions. All right. Okay. Next. Next. And next. Next. And we probably have that one's done. This one. Let's go next. Okay, next. Next. Do. Whoops, what the hell did I just do? Okay. Next. A lot of island garrisons here, man. Manchuria. We'll put them with, I don't know. Oh, So there's a lot of these that need to be reassigned to the army here in Manchukuo. So let's add. This will be the Manchukuo. And we will assign a general. About Tanaka. Okay. So this one. Hata. Oh wait, that's not who I wanted. Ueda. Old Guard Reckless Cavalry Officer. He's got no traits. Yikes. We'll give it to that dude there. And now we're going to do this. And add all of them to him. And that's 1, 2 too many. Okay. Well, we got this guy. We'll assign to him. And this guy will assign to him. Now that's better. But all of his guys need to be 24 selected. They're all going to be on. We'll put them on area defense right now. Okay, and then this guy. All right, I think we're okay now. Yeah, no more unassigned. We got decisions available. Test the Soviets. Do we really want to do that? Economic policy. And we don't need to do that. Foreign policy. Which one is Hayan Kukai? I wonder. Is this in Korea? Kaike. Kugen. Yeah, that's Korea. Yep, that's in Korea. Okay. I don't think we need to do that either. Ban communism. Should we test the Soviets? It seems early for that to me. Maybe we should hold out for radio propaganda. We can do this, I guess. Improved worker conditions. And what's going on here? Imperial Liaison Conference. All right. Get out of that. So let's move forward a little bit more again. And we're going to wrap this up soon. I'll try and get through the end of March. All right. The Tauron incident. Army of less than 100 Mongolian soldiers have occupied the disputed Manchu village of Tauron. Directed by Soviet military advisors, it seems they won't back off without a fight and will need to be defeated if we wish to retain full control of Hulunbuir. So where is this? Tauron. Demands more trucks. Well, trucks. We can do that. Decisions available. Yes, we know. Prepare to assault Mongolian positions. Okay. Yep. Remilitarized the Rhineland. Okay. Keep going. Turkey remilitarizes the Turkish Straits. All right. 23 days and 18 for this promotion. So those will happen in April, I guess. So it looks like these two are getting together here. I guess I can't do that. Foreign investors. Hmm. 14 days. All right, world tensions at 4%. All right. Now, let's go to the 31st or the 1st of April, and then I'm going to stop. And we will return here for the second quarter of 1936 in a subsequent video. As we move closer and closer to April 1st here, I slowed it down, as you can see, and we're at April 1st. And we completed our national focus on the Imperial Liaison Conference. So before I sign off, let's look at our national focus. This is completed now. The military ministers attaché system. Okay. Gain stability of plus 15%. Change in popularity of non-aligned. Change in popularity of fascism, 5% each. Koki Hirota becomes leader for the non-aligned party. Anti-communist prime minister. And what does this do? Unlocks decisions to befriend and invest in the natural resources of Asian nations. This move is unpopular, this one. Sure to cause friction between the factions in due time. Let's do this one first, even though it takes longer. The East Asian Cooperative Society, 70 days. It'll give us extra political power. We know we're at 90 right now, which is pretty good. I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to do that one for that. And as far as this goes, 7 days left for this, 2 days left for Tada to become a general. And I think we'll probably not worry too much about some of these other ones. We could do a military parade. This one needs Manchukuo, more than 60% for the Qing dynasty. All right. So we're going to halt here. Zoom out. And there's the bulk of our area right there. So we're going to stop here. As I said, thank you for watching. Quick shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys for your support, and you can see them listed here. If you're interested in becoming a member, there's a join button under the player. That will give you some information on how to make that happen. But even if you don't, hopefully you'll consider liking, sharing, hyping, or even maybe subscribing to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. If you are, thank you for your support. It is greatly appreciated, but we are done until now. I'll have another video in maybe a week or so for this with other things in between you may want to check out. Hopefully you'll come back and check out some of the other stuff here on the channel, but we are done for now. Thank you for watching. I'm Joe. This is Hexed Encountered. And until next time, as always, happy gaming.